Alrighty, Jaden Sullivan's going to have his first game against the Dragons. And, well, how long is he going to be at the Tigers? Of course, seemingly being shopped around. As far as Coach Flanagan's team is concerned, a big win over Penrith. No changes, but on the extended bench, he's got Hunt, Jaden Sewer, Zach Lomax listed amongst the reserves. West Tigers, Justin Olam returns from suspension. So he comes back into the centres. He'll partner Charlie Staines, who moves in from the wing. Alex Lobb looks like a good up-and-comer. He's coming in for his second game of the season. David Clemmer, suspension sees Alex Twall move to prop, while the loss of Isaiah Papali'i to an ankle injury brings Alex Seafarth into the starting side. And alongside Justin Matamua, centre Brent Naden has been named on the bench in his return from suspension as well. And the Cook Islands representative, Ruben Porter, makes his NRL debut off the bench. You know what? All this talk, this time last year, Bradman Best was getting hammered for going to Bali.
Yeah.
This time, Benji's been getting hammered for going to Fiji. If he wins, everyone will be holidaying next year.
Correct. Got to give him a chance?
Mate, Wynn Stadium, they're a bit different beast down there. Tyrell Sloan just scores every time he's there, just about.
Okay.
I'm on the Dragons bus.
Okay. All right.
You?
I haven't had a look at the teams yet. I know you said it, but I haven't listened. What were you doing? I was watching Billy Slater up in the coach's box. Last year's grand final. Geez, they'll carve us up, boys. This is last year's grand final. Anyway, let's get into this. Titans v. the Bunnies. Jaden Campbell is back, listed among the reserves, as is Kieran Foran. So he'll be at 5'8". Philip Sami, he is back in. No Joe Fafita. Jojo Jafita, he's gone.
Jojo
Jafita, he's not in there. Mo Fodawaker, who he's been named at prop, even though he's going to back up after Origin 1. And baby feet size 7s, he slides both for more. Slides back. Yeah, he's back under the edge. Let's go for the Bunnies. Cody Walker back in. So he's going to be halfback where he was supposed to play last time against Parramatta. Jackie Whiten is in as number 6. Richie Kenner, he returns at centre. Michael Cheekham moving in the back row. And still, I don't get this, even Ben Hornby, a.k.a. Pissface, he's not, he won't pick up Tallis Duncan. Why won't they pick Tallis Duncan?
Why is Hornby PM?
He's the face of piss because when he gets on the drink, his face changes. Remember that movie, Cat Cemetery? Pet Cemetery? Yeah. Oh, my God. Pet Cemetery. Oh, my God, his face is changing. And that's what, piss face, that's what happens to him. Face of piss. Piss face. His nickname's Pissy.
Love to have a beer with Duncan. Still on the duty. There you go. And it takes you back to a certain young bunny at the time.
Yeah.
Claiming a hat-trick, Brian.
Oh, it does, yes.
He's done it again. Angus Crichton. He takes off like a startled gazelle and scores behind the upright. Played by Johnston. Now Sutton. Then Reynolds. Here's Crichton. Crichton does it again. Gus is on his way again. Crichton, he's over again. I think it's another one for the big fella. This will be 3. It is 3.
It's 3 tries. I'm pretty sure he signed with the Chooks after that game.
Straight after that game.
Pretty sure that they started negotiating.
Oh, good.
How about Rabs with the James Hetfield? Crichton, nah. Very metallic in there. Oh, great call. It was his breakout game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Cowboys and the Warriors are going to work on their starts, the Warriors.
I sounded like Chappelli there. Yeah.
Was it, sir?
Yeah. And I'll be tipping the Irish, yeah. Ian Brothers Greek.
Oh, Cowboys, Warriors, the 95 crew. Toddy Payton used to coach for the Warriors. He's leading the Cowboys out looking for 3 straight. So all the reps are on the extended bench. You've got a lot of them. They've named 24 due to the fact they've got 6 of them. So Holmes, Talangi, Dearden, Robson, Nanai, Cotter, not in the 17. So we'll probably see some huge changes there. Tommy Chester has been added to the bench after recovering from a hamstring injury. The Warriors, fullback, Chance, Nickel, Clockstar, Wade Egan, the hooker, Rocco Berry, Adam Fanua-Blake, Kurt Capewell, Tall Hoo Harris all return for this game.
Here they come. I hope you took the $6 you could have got for the top 8.
What are you really gambling with?
6 of the best back for the Waz. We've got Moala Graham Talfa and Ed Cozzy dropping out of the back line. That's pretty much it. Dylan Walker back to the bench. Sean Johnson,
Sorry, did you
however,
say?
is
Did you
still
say
on the
Capewell's back?
sidelines. Yep.
Starting?
Let me have a look at the lineup.
He's on the Richardson Ranch.
He is on the Richardson Ranch.
Okay.
number
Tohu
17.
Harris is a big in, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So's Adden.
Adam.
Good ad.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
big game there for those two teams looking to cement themselves in the top 8.
All right, Turi, hit us.
Broncos versus the Sharks. Sharks halfback Nico Hines will be rested. Not even going to attempt to back up from Origin. So Daniel Atkinson and Braden Trindle will be teaming up in the halves. The club's other Origin rep, Cam McGuinness, he has been named, which means Jack Williams goes to the bench. Teague Wilton is out, so he is replaced by Sasifa Talakai. The new face on the bench is Tukuhau Tapua, after he's been recalled from the New South Wales Cup last week. For the Broncos, Kevin Walters, he has named all the big guns. Carrigan, Cobbo, Walsh, and Haas all have been named to back up. But same as the last game, massive reserve bench. 24 has been named, likes of Marty Tapau, Fletcher Baker, and Tristan I Sailor, all on the reserves.
Oh, there you go. I Sailor.
Yeah, we know where that's going to end up.
Oh, it's going to end up at the it's going to end up at the rabbi's joint for
That
sure.
one, like,
Hello,
he didn't
Rabbi.
give it enough.
Bronco Sharks.
Yes,
He
the
didn't give it
rabbi says, thanks to SEN Tourist. You're just doing it on purpose now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, of course I am, yeah. Absolutely. I'm trying
just
to write
want-
lines specifically
You
for
want
him.
social media record.
Listen, if it has any sort of financial gain in the future, I'm happy.
So tourists, we're not going there at all? No.
Well, of course we are.
Okay, well,
Because
let's
when
go.
I think of the Broncos versus the Sharks, I think of a young 3-year-old Mark Thompson in Scotland watching the 1997 Super League Grand Final where this happened.
9 metres away from the line, 2.5 minutes to go in the grand final. Mundine for Smith, Smith for Hancock, and one of the all-time great wingers puts it down to score his grand final try. The Brisbane crowd are counting out the grand final, and it's over. The first of the Super League grand finals has gone to Brisbane.
Hat-trick to Steve Renoff that night, wasn't
Yeah.
it? A Mundine scored. I think you'll find in that grand final as well.
How did Rat go?
I
Well,
think
what position was he playing?
centres is my guess.
B?
I thought he might have been an FB.
Fullback, Peach was playing, wasn't he?
Food and beverage.
Um,
Was he 6 then?
maybe.
Nah.
We'll find out.
Dykes he might have been.
Dykesy.
Dick Van Dykes.
A bit early for maybe.
Rogers was on the sting.
Who was 6? Was Dykesy 6?
No.
Oh, Mitch Healy.
Mitch Healy, 5 up for a kick.
Okay. So just on that, so they had a far bigger crowd at that Super League grand final than they did at the ARL grand final.
Really?
But no one remembers that grand final, do they?
No,
It's,
no.
it's the forgotten game.
It is. It was the. Let's not talk about that. That was
Okay.
that was the war that we didn't need to speak about.
Well, let's go back to 2012, where the Newcastle Knights are down in Melbourne. They're playing at Amy Park, and they've got a chance to advance within one game of a grand final. Wayne Bennett's first year, 12 years ago. This is what happened.
Matt Hilder has scored on his 200th game.
Waltzing Matilda to seal the deal for the Newcastle Knights in a famous win over the Melbourne Storm. Harry Grant and Xavier Coates are named to back up at this stage, with Craig Bellamy naming a similar lineup that which played in round 13. There is a force change on the wing due Will Warbrick's groin injury, so Grant Anderson moves from there from the bench, and Bronson Garlick comes in the interchange to cover off at hooker in the absence potentially of Harry Grant. Adam O'Brien has opted to not make any changes on the back of a bleak 32-2 defeat to the Bulldogs. This is all according to NRL.com. So that means prop Daniel Safidi has been named despite suffering a knee injury, and Tyson Frizzell will come off the bench with Dylan Lucas and Kai Pearce-Paul, the preferred starters at this stage of the game. So that's the Knights taking on the Melbourne Storm down there at Amy Park. They've won 14 of the last 15. It is the Panthers taking the Seagulls Sunday afternoon out there at Penrith.
Yes. So Dylan Edwards is named in the reserves, but Dane Laurie is actually named in the starting fullback at the moment. The rest of the Origin contingent, well, they're all named to play. Don't know whether they're all back up. Brady Schneider, well, he's lost his place, so Jack Cole will be the 6. Jerome Luai will be the 7. Luke Garner returns from his leg injury. Moses Leota's been named, but he had a hammy issue. A big hammies, that beast, Scott. So whether or not he plays is TBA. Let's look at the Sea Eagles. all three of their Origin reps are set to back up. Oh, Lehigh Hopewade, he's won the battle to fill in a fullback. So, so Kohler will be listed in the centres.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So Kohler and Garrick, who are options there, they've gone with young Hopper.
Geez, he was composed, wasn't he?
Bloody oath.
So, and Jake Simpkin. So he's the new signing from the West Tigers. He is named in the squad, and he yet could join.
What's your guess?
17. I'll say yes.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
I'll say definitely yes. Remember this game at Brookvale when Nathan Brown just went berserk? Will there be square up central? Remember he was just trying to belt everyone?
Well, he's a Tigers junior. I think you'll find he won a comp, Nathan Brown, with the West Tigers.
Yeah, I'm talking about when he went berserk against Penrith.
Yeah.
Remember he was just going after them all?
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be square up central. I think it's all stations.
Siebes was trying some interesting things. There was some kicking from their own half.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, was that 2 years?
Yeah.
Right, time
It
flies.
was a kicking duel.
That's right.
And
Garrick and
They kicked out. There was a kicking duel. They kicked down to Dylan Edwards, and he just ran around and scored. It lasted once.
No duel.
Right.
It lasted once.
That's
It was one play.
That's right. Didn't I suggest that to him 2 weeks earlier? Remember that? Remember I said that to Siebes? We interviewed him.
I wasn't there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, probably a
I
Monday
said,
or
Siebes,
Tuesday
what do you think
or
about
Wednesday.
this? Why don't you go for a 40-20 when everyone's up, just no one's back.
Did
just
you
grab
really?
the kick. Yeah, and then that happened, and then it was just ran and scored.
That was straw of the clutch variety.
Oh, Brookesy, take us to the Doggies. Take us back to the 86 grand final, the Doggies
86
and the Parramatta
grand
Eels.
final.
Yeah.
4-2, was it?
Or take us to Timmy Manor scoring in a prelim final.
Yes.
Or take us. What do you do when Daryl Halligan just kicked one from the side
1998.
1998, and old Fatso Hindmarch just
What
cried
one
like
do
a
you wanna
baby.
do?
Little
Where do you wanna
baby
go?
just crying.
Well, 09's a big one. 74,500 there for a prelim. It was Timmy Manor, as you said, scoring in that game, one of 6 tries. A massive crowd. What do you think they're going to get out there, weather pending? Okay, if it was perfect weather, what do you think they're getting at a core for this?
50
You reckon they'd
50?
50?
Wow.
on a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both off a big win.
I reckon it's a 50.
No Easter show.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'll go 35.
Yeah, I was
No,
thinking
I'm going
35
50.
to 40.
50.
I'm saying 50 on a. The game's flying. Whew. I'm saying they're going to get out.
Okay.
Bulldogs have got a lot of supporters.
Okay, so the Origin Stars will have 5 days to turn around. So Stephen Crichton, Matty Burton, all named for the Doggies. Toby Sexton is named halfback with Drew Hutchison left in the wider reserves. Debutant last week, Lipai Hopoi is set for another run on the bench for the Doggies after a solid debut against the Knights. The Eels, the big news here. He was a DNP coach's decision last week. He is now starting in the centres. Blaze Talangi will replace Bailey Simonson, who suffered a partial ACL tear last week against the Sharkies. We've got Sean Russell moving one position out to the wing for that move. And as is the case of the Bulldogs, Jermaine Hopgood will be named. Ryan Madison has been included in the wider reserves as he works his way back from a head knock.
Is Bailey Hayward starting?
Bench, 14.
14.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
he's
good
great.
player. I like the way they're playing. Like, they're not a huge side, but they're just playing a bit different, aren't they, Canterbury?
It's just the utility.coms.
Yep. Defence doing well. Defence doing really well at the moment. Tourist, who else do you expect to pick up some points over the weekend?
Well, in the words of the Backstreet Boys, it's bye, bye, bye for the Roosters, Dolphins and Raiders.
Just look in the
It's one of
camera.
the better
next time
ones.
And in fact, it's NSYNC.
NSYNC, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, you were going so good.
Break, Alex, break,
yes,
break.
yes.
The rabbi won't be happy with you.
The rabbi will
The
not
rabbi
like
just
that.
wants to chop off your mort.